Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Defining Discipline podcast. This is episode 341, as well as day 341 of my journey. I am your host, Scott. At the beginning of the year, I challenged myself to run 365 days in a row, all outside, bearing the elements, whatever they may bring. I also challenged myself to run 1,500 miles within this time frame and to run two major races within this yearly time frame. One of those races being a 50K ultra marathon trail race. That was the Yankee Springs Trail Race out in Middleville, Michigan on day 156 of my journey. I finished that 31-mile race within 7 hours, 15 minutes, and 22 seconds. The next race that came up within this yearly time frame was the Detroit Free Press Marathon on day 290 of my journey. I finished that 26.2-mile race within 3 hours, 57 minutes, and 28 seconds. Both of those races this year were personal records in time for me, as well as the 50K being a personal record in distance overall that I've ran at one time. Not to mention just the feat of being able to run those big races and to keep the streak alive by continuing to run every single day since. Now we are currently here on day 341, and let's break down the mileage for today. And then the week, the month, and the year. So for the day today, day 341, got out there and put in 1.5 miles for the day. That is the second time this week that I've done that. So that put me at 3 miles for the week, which put me at 24 miles even for the month. And that put me at 1,599.3 miles for the year. So we are clearly over the yearly goal of 1,500 miles. The original goal was 1,250, bumped it to 1,500. Now we are currently over that, and we have yet to really set a new goal to finish off this year. I had originally set 1,750, but I'm kind of dealing with a foot injury, so we're kind of lowering the mileage. So now I don't really have a set mileage, just trying to see where we just end up throughout the year. Thinking maybe right around 1,700 is where we will be, but we'll find out. But let's focus in on these monthly miles of 24 miles so far for the month. Every single month I challenge myself to run a 100-mile challenge, and I do it in honor of a charity in which I donate money to, as well as start a coinciding fundraiser to raise money and awareness for throughout that month. For the first 11 months of the year, raise money for 11 great charities. Now we're here within the 12th month, the month of December, and we're raising money for yet another great charity. December's 100-mile challenge is in honor of St. Jude's Children's Hospital. So if you would like to donate to this month's fundraiser, you can find the link to do so on the Defining Discipline Instagram story or the Defining Discipline Facebook story, or my personal page's Instagram story, or my personal page's Facebook story. Keep in mind, within those stories, there is the link in which you click on, and it'll open up the actual Facebook page where you're able to make your donations. All donations that get made to this cause and this fundraiser go directly to this cause. It goes all straight to St. Jude. Facebook is not taking any percentage or cut of your donations, even though they're the middleman within this transaction. So keep that in mind. I do know times are tough, though. Not everyone can afford to donate, or maybe you did donate and would still like to help out even more. The next best thing you could do is just click on that share button as well. We're trying to raise awareness throughout this month for these causes, and the best way to do that is get as many eyes on it as possible. 24 miles so far, 7 days, 1 week into the month of December. We will see where we end up here for donations and getting ready to kind of close out the year. So let's kind of actually get ready to get into today's episode 341. But right before we do so, yes, it must be this one. So right before we do so, let's go over today's word of the day for December 7th. It is ostracize. Ostracize means to exclude from a group by common consent. that is today's word of the day for December 7th. Ostracize. Now let's get into today's actual episode. Episode 341, day 341. We're going to keep this one a little bit shorter, a little bit sweeter. Today's theme is curb. And wanted to theme it curb because that is kind of currently what I am doing with the mileage. And sometimes in life you have to you have to curb things. You have to, kind of put a resistance on them, and kind of, check yourself, make sure you're not overdoing it, and just put a block on it and put it to the side and kind of avoid it. You need to really restrain it and keep it in check. So that is kind of what I'm doing right now with my mileage and with my foot. And in doing so, I'm kind of curbing the mileage and my running in general, not the mileage. I'm curbing my running by lowering the mileage, and kind of focusing on, again, transitioning this podcast, trying to get it all ready, get graphics and things kind of lined up to get ready to transition into next year, and get just the transition process, because it's going to be a different thing going into next year. So me kind of curbing the mileage and the amount of time I'm out there actually running this month, it's kind of helping me refocus on that and refocus on other things I need to get done around here, trying to get stuff done for the holidays, for Christmas, getting all the holiday shopping done, getting everything wrapped, and just trying to get everything in order. That is the main thing. That is kind of the daily goal, is just to try to set order to the living chaos, which is my life. So being able to kind of curb some things, put it off to the side, and kind of keep it in check for the time being, really helps out for me to kind of focus on other things that need to be attended to. So that's kind of today's episode. Going to keep it short for that exact matter, because I'm trying to have a little bit of a relaxing night. It's a little bit earlier than I normally get this done. So trying to get a relaxing night in and kind of work a little bit on the computer here on getting stuff ready for the new year. So that being said, episode 341, day 341, your daily discipline. It is to curb things within your life as well. The things that you may be overdoing, or things that are taking away time that you need to kind of restrain yourself from and keep yourself in check. Maybe these are actual, bad habits in general that you may need to kind of curb yourself from. Whatever they may be, your daily discipline for the day today, it is to determine what they are and to start curbing yourself from whatever it is that you need to kind of really cut out and curb and restrain yourself from. Maybe it's just slowing down. Maybe it is a full restraint. Whatever it is, yourself personally and what it is that needs to be done. So that is your daily discipline for the day today. Thank you guys so much for listening. 341 days, 341 episodes. It's crazy to think this far along in this many miles have been put in so far. So thank you so much. 341 days. Can't wait till tomorrow, guys. If you guys can, please give this podcast, the Defining Discipline Podcast, a like, a subscribe, a follow, a share on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and whatever other podcast streaming platform you've been following along and listening on. Other than that, thank you guys so much. I will see you guys tomorrow for episode 342. Stay disciplined. Get your daily discipline done. Get your donations in for this month's fundraiser. Share it. And until tomorrow, episode 342. This is episode 341. I'm your host, Scott. Peace out, guys.